What's up, guys? Rafe Realm here with SlamZoneSports. Make sure to check us out. Fatal and I are putting a lot of work into SlamZoneSports. We are really working hard to bring you guys the content for SlamZoneSports. You guys got to go over there, subscribe, follow us on Trovo, Twitch, Facebook, all these places, because the more people we get, the more we can go live exclusively over there. You know what I mean? So for now, we're just doing it on our channels for now. Now, I want to make this clear. I don't care what side of the board you're on when it comes to Mandy Rose. We're gonna talk more about it because I felt in the original there needs to be more, and I've read more information on the whole Mandy Rose thing. Now, I've seen the nudes or whatever they're claiming, WWE is claiming. Sites have been pointing out to this reason why she was fired. It's not that bad as you think. It's kind of like Toni Storm technically doing OnlyFans, or a Saraya or whatever doing OnlyFans. It's not as bad as you think. At best, it's like PG-13 softcore porn bad. It's not what you think. And to the people that are making this out to be a big deal, oh my God, she's about the children. And Mandy Rose was never about the children, my guys and my ladies out there. She never was. You know, a lot of wrestling talent, and you got to look at Stardom, you got to look at Impact. A lot of these wrestlers are doing this stuff now, and you know, and I get WWE's got to protect their ass, and I get they got Mattel and all these different sponsors and all these people and all this stuff, right? I get it, 100% get it, you know what I mean? And I understand, you know what I mean? I get it. As a person, I get it. You know, WWE's got to do what they got to do because they got a lot of brands. And one of the brands in particular, supposedly Mattel, did not like what they saw, which flagged WWE. And I can understand Stephanie McMahon. I can understand Triple H. I get maybe they got a call. And Mandy Rose knew it the night that she was going to lose the title and whatnot to Roxanne Perez. Where does Mandy Rose go? From what Mandy has said, she's making hand over fist over this stuff on OnlyFans, Fansly, all this stuff, and even her own website with her own fans club. Does she go to AEW? Does she go to Impact? Does she go to NWA? It looks like a lot of wrestlers and a lot of these promotions will open their arms to her. She is somewhat main event, not WWE main event material. She can main event somewhere else and do well for herself. Does Mandy Rose want to be back? I think, honestly, when the dust settles, I hear from wrestlers when they get the wrestling bug, and Mandy Rose likes wrestling, so I could see her in an AEW, NWA, Impact. I could see her in women's of wrestling. Toni Storm does the same thing on her OnlyFans page /Fansly / all this stuff, and she's allowed to do it. Saraya is signed by AEW and is allowed to do it, and partners are not mad. So I could see Mandy Rose going to AEW under a different name, maybe Impact. Jordan Grace kind of does some of the same stuff. How do I know this? Because I follow them on Twitter and they promote these channels and whatnot. So just keep this in mind. OnlyFans and things like that are not for everyone. And OnlyFans is not just only an adult's website for adults to subscribe for nudity and shit. A lot of people actually do different content on that, and Patreon and things like that. So, I don't frown upon OnlyFans. OnlyFans opened up a door for a lot of people. Same with Patreon, same with yada yada Fansly and all this stuff. So for Mandy Rose to get fired over something like this, I think it's WWE not wanting that kind of content. They're trying to get away from the Vince McMahon era stuff where Vince would allow this kind of stuff to happen. I think they're moving into a new direction, and this is what they want. They want to be sports entertainment, PG-13, still kid-friendly, and stuff like that. So I can understand it from the WWE perspective, but I can understand it from us as in fans' perspective. It is wrong. Wrestlers should be allowed to do what they want to do to a certain extent. And from what I've seen of this Mandy Rose stuff, it's not that bad. And for people to make it out to be bad and then people leaking out her nudes and things like that, it's just wrong on top of it. Where do I think Mandy Rose is going to go, honestly? That's going to be for Mandy Rose to sit down on a podcast or the dirt sheets and clear the air with that. That's going to be going forward. That's going to be for Mandy Rose to make a decision. What I see her going is AEW, maybe Impact, but I really see AEW. I think AEW could use her in the right spots, and I could see AEW really utilizing her to a certain extent for Ring of Honor. They're going to need some talent over there once they get their deal. Supposedly, Sasha Banks signed with New Japan Pro Wrestling. Supposedly, that is the confirm on that, I think. Could be wrong. Maybe I'm speculating. I don't know. And then she'll be over at AEW. And also, this also brings to light, too, if she was fired, does she have a non-compete clause? Because she could show up at the LA show. Maybe Tony Khan was talking. I don't know. We will know in the future with Mandy Rose. As more reports come out, I will have more news articles for you guys on this situation. I like Mandy Rose. I like Toxic Attraction. I hope she does keep this gimmick and keep it going because it works for her. Where she goes, I would love to see her in AEW. I would love to see her in Impact or NWA or Women's of Wrestling or Stardom, whatever. I think she would work great. She would bolster her roster real quickly, especially Impact, especially a Ring of Honor or an AEW. And if not, hey, good on her. She took a stand. She said what she needed to say. She knew. She let WWE know. Maybe WWE warned her. Maybe all this came out the way that it needed to be. Good on her to take a stand. You know, she probably in backstage probably say, hey, John Cena's allowed to do this. Other people are allowed, Usos and all these people. Why can't I? And probably just went with it, and probably most likely, all shits and giggles, probably when it was all said and done, WWE said, we just can't have this. And they parted ways mutually. I think it was admirable. I think Mandy Rose is a showman. I think she went out of respect, took the loss, waved to the crowd. Everybody said thank you. I think everybody knew what was happening. And articles came out, and that was that. Mandy Rose is a class act in my eyes. Now, if this is all coming down, she shook hands. She took her release. That was that. She warned WWE, and this happened. Or WWE just said, hey, we can't have this. And she says, no, I'm making hand over fist. I'm making more than what my contract asked to offer. I'm making more than what I've ever made. Good on her. That's the way I see it. And I don't frown upon Fansly, OnlyFans, Patreon, people that do this stuff, adult kind of content. I don't frown upon it. But it's not for WWE. And that's obviously starting to show WWE doesn't want that kind of stuff. WWE doesn't want drugs. They don't want DUIs. They don't want this whole black eye of Vince McMahon. It's kind of becoming WWE and Triple H and Stephanie are locking things down and trying to become an organization to where fans, kids, and families can come together. Having somewhat of a edgier content mixed in with PG. And I think Triple H is not playing around, or Stephanie's not playing around, and Shawn Michaels is not playing around. They need to regrow this product and bring it back to where it was prestigious. Vince McMahon left it as a black eye, and they're trying to get credibility. That's why views are going up. That's why certain people are getting pushed the way they're getting pushed. And at the end of the day, where was Mandy really going to go on the main roster to begin with? Their main roster is stacked, and the only place I could think Mandy Rose could go to get somewhat of a Toxic Attraction-esque push would be AEW to a certain extent, Impact for sure, NWA for sure. I can honestly see it, Women's of Wrestling, Stardom, New Japan. I could see it there. Now, do these other organizations want to take a chance with her? I think one of them will. I really believe AEW is in the market of just signing women's talent because they want to build their pillars, because they did state they do have an all-women's show coming. So, hey, more power if TK signs this. He probably knows what he's getting himself into because he does have talent on there to do the same thing like Saraya, like Mandy. Like a lot of them do. I believe Rebel does. I believe a lot of the Tony Storm does. I think Sheeta does. So, at the end of the day, from what I've seen, it was very light. And I think WWE wants to protect themselves because they do have kids that do idolize these talents, and they don't want that kind of stuff happening. Anyway, this has been Rafe Realm with SlamZoneSports, giving you more on it. Supposedly, she was released for a multitude of things. Sorry. A lot of things. Sponsors came out. And loads of sponsors have come out. Supposedly higher ups didn't like that the fact she was disregarding orders. We're gonna know when it comes out from Mandy Rose's mouth on a podcast somewhere, or from her own page or her own stuff going forward. We are gonna know. No joke. We're gonna know what happened, and we're gonna know I think she will sign with somebody, and put in her clause that, hey, I do this stuff, and you got to understand that. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, we will see. We will see where she goes and what she does. Anyway, this has been Rafe Realm with SlamZoneSports. Make sure to check us out. We're putting a lot of work into what we do. And please come out, support us, check us out. I would appreciate it. And also, guys, I would really, really appreciate it if you check out everything to do with me down below in the description. Also, Fatal Streams. Also, everything to do with Slam Zone Gaming, sports, everything. I would appreciate it. Make sure to rate, like, subscribe to both channels. And I will see you guys on the next video. Peace.